Good morning all. I think it's still morning actually. So, yes it is, 11:47. Good morning all, it's Phil. I'm just on my way out to for a bit of a ride and a few things to do, places to go, people to see, you understand. And I pulled over in here just on the way to where I'm going. Actually sat in the car park of what used to be an MFI in Bradford. We have bought a few things from here. I think we had a kitchen from here. So yeah, MFI sold it out, bought by I don't know who, but the new owners trade it as a name called The Bazaar. Okay, I've never been in there. Some kind of Asian business, but that is now, I believe, sold out. I think there's an Asda or a Tesco being planned for here. This is where, among many of my younger hobbies, is radio controlled cars, electric and nitro powered, and we used to come to this car park and another car park. Out of this gate and turn left is Booker's Cash and Carry. We used to run the cars in this car park and that car park on evenings and weekends when they were closed. So this is somewhere that I used to come a lot as a wee young boy. And I'm here now. I'm on my way. Right, one of the topics that's got me thinking about this, I've been thinking about doing my video, but it's coming quite difficult to me to do this one. How I'm going to word it and how I'm going to cope with it and deal with it. But here we go. A lot of vlogs recently, or not so recent. I've watched a lot recently, let's put them that way. Whether they've been posted recently or whether they're older vlogs, older posts that I've just found and subscribed to more and more people and seen their updates. One of them is why I ride. Kind of, there's a dual topic on that, is why I ride and what got me into bikes. Why I ride kind of, I would say mostly across the community, is because of the freedom and the thrill that a motorbike can give you that a car just can't do. I drive a car to go to work and to go to places that I have to go, like a lot of people, and I've heard other people mention it in their vlogs. You ride the bike for the fun and the enjoyment. You drive a car to get to places, and because you have to, or because you have to carry more than yourself or more than you and a passenger, and you need more seats and weather protection, and you need to carry shopping in the boot or whatever, you need a car as well. So the bike is for the freedom, the enjoyment, the experience, the overall thrill and the buzz that it gives you for riding the bike. That's why I ride the bike. What got me into riding, slightly different, is it's my dad, it's family. My dad's had a motorbike for as long as I've been around. He had a motorbike, I believe, from the age of 17, since he met my mum. I think he was 18 or 19 when he met my mum, or maybe older, I think. But he had a motorbike then. He's always had scooters, Vespas and Lambrettas and things like that. He used to have, he was a bit, not a mod as such, but he was a Vespa scooter boy when he was younger. I've no idea when he passed his test, I don't know that, to be honest. But he passed his test, so he was a full licence holder. And I think I'm fairly justified in saying this, that the test to get your full licence is becoming more and more difficult. They are making it more expensive, more difficult and more complicated, and putting more restrictions and more obstacles in your way to get your licence. I've experienced it myself. Passing last year was much more complicated than the first time I took my test and failed it, which was probably about 15, 16 years ago, when I would have been about 24. So I failed it at 24, but the test was not as complicated as it is now, not as expensive as it is now, and it's getting more complicated for the, I believe, for the under 19s, under 21s. The more restrictions and more things to do and more conditions to meet before you're allowed to go for a full license and a full unrestricted license. It is making it more difficult. So I think I'm fairly right in saying, fairly justified in saying, it's more difficult to get your test, get your full license for a motorcycle now than it has been, and it gets more and more difficult. So I don't know when my dad passed, but I think when he passed, they must have given the licenses away free. If you sent away so many tokens off your cornflakes packet, all you had to do was get your license and ride a bike, and then after so many years of riding a bike, you automatically qualified. God knows, I've heard that said before. If you bought a bike and rode it on the road, for so many years, you automatically qualified. When the full license came in, you got your full license because you already had so many years experience. So my dad passed, he had a full license, but he never owned a bike over 125cc. He never had bigger than 125. And the bikes I remember him having were Honda C50s. I think he had a 50, 70 and 90, or he might have gone from a 50 to a 90. So they're the step through kind of moped things. I remember him having those, and he went from that to Honda CB100N, and he had a few of those in different colours. They were what you'd call a more traditional, more traditional size and style of motorbike. So he had those, he had a few. I know he had a silver, red, blue. Silver, red one and a blue one. He used to change his bike every 2 years or every 3 years. He used to go Alan Jeffries in Shipley, and he'd change his bike in, trade his bike in, and get a brand new one. So he'd always buy brand new. He'd always upgrade every couple of years, or 3 years, depending. And just used to trade his in and put the difference towards and get another brand new one. So he had those. After the hundreds, he did. I think the hundreds were kickstart only. So as he got older and he would struggle more to start a kickstart, he went to electric start, and he did get. He had Suzuki CG125, or is it Honda CG125, and Suzuki GN125. Which were electric start, and they were a bit more like kind of cruiser, little 125 cruiser style bike, not to the extent of some of the more modern, even the 125s now. You can get cruiser 125s with L plates on that look like they look like a full-size cruiser. So it wasn't of that size and weight, but he had a couple. He had a few 125s before his health gave up on him. His eyesight caught up with him, and he, due to his health, he was forced into early retirement from work. Redundancy. I think he managed to get voluntary redundancy from work and early retirement. And then once his eyes weren't up to the job anymore, he was forced by the doctor to. He basically lost his license. They said your license, your eyesight and your health's no good. You can't have a license anymore. So he was forced to sell the bike, and that was that. He didn't have a bike again. So he never got bigger than a 125, and most of his life he had hundreds or 125s. Because, I mean, I'll say the root of me riding is my dad, because he always had the bike and he influenced. I've got a brother who's 3 years older than me, Nick, and because he was 3 years older than me and he was able to get his bike first. He had his, I think he was 16 when he got his first bike, and he got a 50cc Suzuki FZ50, another step-through moped. And I I believe, just, I might not be right here, but I believe he got it when he was 16, ready to start using it when he was 17, and applied for his provisional license. And when his 17th birthday and his provisional license and everything came through, and he could use it, he had an ingrowing toenail, which he had to have surgery on. He had to have the toenail removed, I think. So when he had his birthday and his license came through and everything was in place to ride his bike for the first time, he couldn't get out on it because he came out of hospital from surgery on a toenail, and had, I think, a rocker on his foot and dressing, bottom half of his leg or around his ankle was all plastered up, and he couldn't use his bike, bless him. But my brother went through. He went through FZ50, Honda MBX80. I think he got a CB125T. Then he went through a series of bikes. Ended up with a Yamaha 600. XJ600, FJ600, something like that, which he crashed into the side of a taxi, and the bike got written off, I believe. Then after a long spell off biking, my brother got another 600. He got an XJ600 diversion, which he's now sold. But it's my dad's influence on my brother, and my brother being 3 years ahead of me, and me wanting to get onto bikes. I got my first bike at 18, and I had a Yamaha TZR125, which got stolen, disappeared, never saw it again. So, missed that one. So that's what got me into bikes. It's family, and when I was taking I'm going to get ready and set off because I've nearly finished this talky bit. As my mum said, the day I was going for my final test, my Mod 2 test on the bike, and my uncle was visiting us at the time, and I think he don't approve of bikes, he don't like bikes. I think a lot of families and a lot of people don't like bikes, or the idea of their family being out on motorbikes. I'm just going to have Oh, look, give you a race. This is the Booker's Cash and Carry, I said. Oh, it's not a Booker's Cash and Carry anymore. It's Asda's now, I think. Judging by the workman there with the Asda overall one. So, I think that confirms that that's going to be an Asda then. Yeah, so my uncle, when I set off while he was visiting my mum, I set off to take my test, and he said, "Good luck if you want it." So whether that's sincere, wishing someone good luck, but whether you really mean it, if you say good luck if you want it, because he doesn't really want me to pass and get a motorbike, but if I want to, then he's wishing me good luck. So, as my mum said then to him, well, what can I do? It's in the genes, as in, it came from my father before, and my brother's got it. So, that said, I'm off to visit my dad now. I want to go see him. And unfortunately, that means a visit here. And this is because last year, 2011, on January the 25th, we lost my dad. His history of ill health caught up with him, and he passed away in hospital. So this is where I have to come to see and visit Dad now. This is the garden of rest where his ashes were sprinkled. I'll let you see it, but then I'm going to turn the camera off. And I'll catch up with you again soon. Take care, ride safe.